Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on True Confessions Naija. The confession you're about to listen to comes from a message sent to us by one of our sisters, and the message reads like this. Good morning, Uncle Ori. Hey, thanks for listening. Please don't use my real name. Just call me Lerato. I'm 26. For a few years, I live the kind of life lots of girls secretly wish for. Although, honestly, plenty of people look down on it too. People call me a slay queen. I depended on wealthy men, sugar daddies. I love the so-called soft life, designer clothes, fancy dinners, 5-star hotels, stuff I could never pay for myself. In the beginning, it felt like I could do anything, like I was free. But later, I realized there was always a cost. Last July, something happened to me that changed everything. And even now, I still don't fully understand what happened. It all started in Johannesburg. I had a friend. Well, not really a friend, more like a connection. We called each other sisters, but in truth, we were just surviving in the same world. She worked at a salon where rich men often came in. That's where she met him, the Nigerian man. She told me he was looking for a beautiful South African woman to spend time with while he was visiting. She said he had money, real money, not the kind men pretend to have. At first, I wasn't interested. I had seen too many men who promised the world but delivered nothing. But then she showed me pictures. Designer clothes, expensive watches, stacks of cash. And then she said something that actually changed my mind. He's different, she told me, and he chooses only one girl at a time. That made me feel special. So I agreed to meet him. The first time I saw him, he was charming, calm, well-spoken. He had this confidence that made you feel safe around him. Not loud, not arrogant, just controlled. He looked at me like I was the only person in the room. Within 2 days, he was already spending money on me like I was his girlfriend. Shopping, gifts, everything you could imagine. And then he made the offer. Let's go to Durban, he said. I want to enjoy with you there. I had always wanted to go, so I said yes. The first few days in Duban felt like a dream. We stayed in a beautiful hotel by the ocean, the kind of place I had only seen on Instagram. Every night was a party, exclusive clubs, private sections, people with money and influence. For the first time in my life, I felt like I belonged in that world. He treated me like a queen. He was gentle, romantic, patient. There were no red flags. Until the last night. That night, we had gone out partying. The music was loud. The drinks were flowing. And he started using cocaine. He offered me some. I refused. Something about it made me uncomfortable. At first, he laughed it off. But as the night went on, his energy started to change. His eyes, they didn't look normal anymore. I can't explain it properly, but they looked sharp, almost like an animal watching prey. When we got back to the hotel, he was no longer the same man. He became rough. The way he touched me, it wasn't gentle anymore. It hurt. Even when he touched my chest, it felt painful, like he was squeezing too hard. I told myself he was just high. I ignored it because on the table, there was money, a lot of money. I'm talking about stacks. I don't even know the exact amount, but it looked like over 200,000. And that's when my mind changed. Instead of focusing on how uncomfortable I felt, I started thinking about that money. Earlier that evening, I had messaged another girl who stayed at the same hotel. She was known for sleeping with guests for quick cash. I told her my plan. When he sleeps, I said, I will take some money. I'll give it to you to hold. Tomorrow, you give it back to me. I thought it was smart. I thought I was in control. I had no idea what I was getting into. Back in the room, I tried to distract him. I even tried to seduce him, hoping he would fall asleep faster. But strangely, he wasn't interested. That alone should have won me. Eventually, we slept together just once, and he fell into a deep sleep. He started snoring. That was my moment. I got out of bed quietly and walked to the bathroom. I flushed the toilet just to make noise, testing if he would wake up. He didn't. I came back out and sat at the dressing table, waiting, watching, listening to his breathing. My heart was beating fast, not from fear, but from excitement. I thought I was about to change my life. When I was sure he was deeply asleep, I turned around, and that's when my life changed forever. What I saw, I will never forget, even if I live to be 100 years old. The man on the bed was not fully a man anymore. At first, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me, but then I saw his skin. It was changing. Slowly, it became rough, patterned, like scales. His body started to stretch, longer than normal, unnaturally long. His face, I don't even know how to describe it. It was like it was shifting between a human and something else. A snake, a massive snake. I was in deep shock. I could not scream. I could not move. I felt like my body stopped working. All I could do was watch. And then his eyes opened. They were not human. Not anymore. They looked directly at me. And in the moment, I knew. He knew that I knew. After that, everything went black. When I woke up, the room was quiet, just too quiet. Morning light was coming through the curtains. I was alone, and he was gone. But something was wrong, very, very wrong. The balcony door was open, but the main door was still locked from the inside. There was no way he could have left, at least no normal way. The money was gone, almost all of it, but he left some behind. And there was a massive message. He said someone would bring me more money, like nothing had happened, like I'd imagined everything. But my body told me the truth. I was in pain, severe pain. It felt like something was tearing inside me, like sharp claws were pulling out my lower stomach. I couldn't stand. I had to crawl to my phone. I called the girl. She came quickly. When she saw me, her face changed. She didn't ask questions. She just helped me onto the bed and called someone, her own sugar daddy. He came and took us to the hospital. At the hospital, they said it was just a period, just a normal period. They gave me painkillers, but I knew that was not normal because just 2 weeks before, I already had my period. This was different. The blood, it wasn't normal. The clots, they were too big. I felt like I was giving birth to something over and over again. That was last July. Since then, my life has never been the same. Every month, the pain comes back. No medication works. Doctors don't have answers. And the man? He disappeared. His number stopped working. My sister tried to reach out to the person who connected them, but he got angry and told her to stop calling. It's like that man never existed. Now I live in fear, not just of the pain, but of him. Because I don't know what he was. I don't know if he's coming back. I used to laugh at stories about rituals. I used to think people were exaggerating. But now, I am not sure. If anyone listening has ever experienced something like this, please tell me, because I don't know what is happening to me, and I am scared, very scared. Thanks so much for listening. I'm excited to read your comments. Seriously, let me know what you are feeling. Dear listeners, rather there was a message that was sent to us by one of our sisters. Let us try to assist her in the comment section with good advice. Things, they happen for this our world. Now, wow.